We'll go back to the Apollo site here, and we'll jump into the ALSEP site. Now, in Wikipedia, if you search ALSEP, it stands for the Apollo Lunar Surface Experimental Package, and that was during Apollo 12. So they place all these instruments there on the ground, used to measure various things, which you can research yourself on Wikipedia. Won't lose more time. So as we jump into here, you see this area here. You'll see an area that I've highlighted where it seems as though NASA purposely changes the photograph resolution to hide what appears as larger moon growths. So if we go back to this Apollo surface, Apollo 12, we'll see things that are like, well, what's going on there type of things, that are like growths. Here they are there, look. It's sticking right up at you, right there. And we're seeing quite a few of these. They stick out horizontally. They're zigzag structures, they're a nodular, there we go. So it's a patch there photographed. They're all, it's like a group of growths, very nodular. You can see them there, 1, 2, 3, all these nodular protuberances. They're shadows. It's like a coral growth down the bottom of the sea, or a barnacles actually. It more resembles a barnacles. So there they are. That's a circular pattern there and zigzag patterns there. So surely the astronauts would have seen that. Zigzag patterns everywhere. That's a very good rounded one there. And obviously this shouldn't be highlighted because that looks very peculiar, that one. That actually looks like a structure rather than growth. You see it there? It's like a flat sheet of something and a growth on it. If these are highlighted, it indicates there is life on the moon. So obviously they don't want to do that. If there are other things there, obviously people are not meant to be frightened, because that opens up the prospect of atmosphere and aliens and all these things that are frightening. Here's something circular. This is good there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 barnacles, like a right angle shape. There's something there in that crevice full of barnacles. There's one object there and a rounded bit at the end. So obviously there's a lot happening with these Apollo 12. These are good. Look, it just sticks out of the ground. And there it is. It's like a T shape and 2 rounded things on it. I'll see if we can enlarge this more. Fortunately we can't. Look at that. There it is there, sticking out of the... isn't that weird? Look, 1, 2, 3, then a horizontal thing on it, then 2 heads sticking out. I didn't see that before. So I'm just catching this randomly as I go in. This is interesting. You'll see all these barnacles on this rock-like structure. Something's happening on this horizon here. I'm not sure what that is. Something there's producing a shadow. It's very hard to say on these external horizons, except when I found the white cone and the red cone for Apollo 16. Look, it looks like an octopus there. All the growths are barnacles happening sideways, and there's a big long structure there. Obviously, once someone focuses your attention on this, you'll see it, but otherwise you wouldn't. It looks like a rounded mass. There's a perfect circle in the center there. And you'll see what looks like these are barnacles on that mass. I'm just floating in randomly now. As I see things, I just highlight it. The closer we are, the more we can pick up these structures. Let's now zoom out for a while, and we're there in the landscape shot right there. So I can just zoom out if I want for a fraction, and just get a closer understanding of where we are and what we're seeing. Okay, we've sort of drifted out of that area now. Now we'll go to this area that I found, which has been censored. So you'll see these barnacles happening again. There's 1 or 2 there on the rock face. Here we go into the heavy area there, and what we see is a definite blur happening right there. You can see the line as you follow the cursor. So, something's being hidden there. And guess what? As we go in, we see this peculiar structure that's sticking out. So obviously that has to be blurred because it would create a tension like, what's this peculiar thing sticking out? Right there, you see it? It goes out, then back down, then out. There's barnacles on it, and here is what's been hidden. You'll see that snake-like protuberance happening down there, and obviously it's something that's grown to that height all the way up there. I don't think it's an alien. It's just, I think it's some sort of growth, and it sticks out, and that's why they purposely lowered this resolution, because there's things happening here which are a lot larger than the other areas. That round object there, and all these barnacles or growths happening. The best one's there. That's not blurred that much. There's one obvious one right there. I just want to spend some time here. There's a very good reason they blurred this off, and you can see a definite blur from that side onwards. What's down there is blurred because it starts to make very large patterns. We've got that circular one there. That's a definite strange thing happening right there. So that's easy to focus in on yourself and just try to see all these strange growths. There's a V shape there happening. I'll zoom out for a while. There are strange things obviously in the landscape which, if you analyze them, you'd say, well, they're not just normal things that should be there. Are they a possible type of a growth on the soil? If yes, that indicates life, and obviously we have to ask what's happening down there. So Apollo 12 seems to show the best evidence of these things. We haven't seen anything that really sticks out, but if you look at the whole picture, that's peculiar V shape there. There's something there sticking out as well. I'll just see if I can enlarge that. Can I, or have I reached the limit? Right there. You see this rounded object there, protuberance, and that thing sticking up. Someone's blurred this area here. I don't know why. If you go and Google Apollo 12 images and just go down to the ones we've just clicked on, I've just highlighted that what we have is, when the camera zooms in, it seems though sometimes there's things there that, like for instance, that looks metallic, and the shadow of it, everything, it's a very bright metallic type of object. Sure, there's no special shape to it that really catches the mind, but we see those little things happening in the soil again. Here they are. They're like tubular things in the soil. There as well. In this case it's pretty small, it's not happening to a large scale. And we'll just reverse back on this image and go to the next one. That's it there. And then that one, that's just around the edge. Now you see that triangular thing there. We're going to enlarge it. Look at that. I don't know how that could be natural. It could be, but we've got that metallic looking structure happening. Then all of a sudden we come up against this object. I can't enlarge it anymore. And there it is. So you can see from the shadow it's actually standing upright. It's a triangular object, but that's a perfect flat groove going around, the same width, and it goes around the other side as well. it's just a fair stretch of the imagination how that isn't some sort of artifact, alien artifact. It could be again a natural formation. That looks like a piece of very bright metal that somehow doesn't suit the terrain. And yeah, this is an interesting photo, and that's from the Apollo 12 official shots, which we can zoom in now, see Apollo 12 library. And as I go further down, I'll tell you actually the ones that were there. I've actually highlighted them. There they are. So I've got all those three that I've highlighted. You can research them yourselves. And I think the last one was AS12-49-7237. So we just went to the left of the picture, and I found something that put down there, right? So we just zoom in. Nothing so far out of the ordinary until we look at that. It's got like 3 supports there, and it's very flat on top. Again, could be a natural rock formation. I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but it deserved a closer look, but we can't do that. And again, if you even have a close look in here, you've got that cylinder type of structure. There's a little a bulbous head on it. There's 1, 2, 3, like 3 little grapes in that crater, like growths. So it's just hard to believe how these could be natural structures. Let's go to the left. There we go. Obviously they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have a zigzag structure there, all rounded. They're like little grapes there on the horizon. So obviously they've a dugout, or it's surrounding that larger rock down the bottom. But I hope you can see the things I'm talking about. And there, what appears to be a V-shaped structure, and it's all composed of the bulbous type of objects. I can't enlarge any of that. Something's round there with a hole in the middle. What looks like growths happening there on the soil, obviously. Some sort of growths. I don't think they're a natural formation due to cooling of a lava or anything like that. And when you think, well, they could just be rocks, then obviously you're coming to something like this, which is like, well, okay, how can that be a normal structure? And what looks like an F, which is very metallic there, just laying there, looks metallic. That looks like part of some other thing that it was attached to, but I can't see how our nature could produce something that's like a triangular, walled, flat, curved object like that.